Chip and Joanna Gaines have always seemed larger than life. Their names tied to shiplap, farmhouses, and the Magnolia empire that transformed them from Waco renovators into household icons. Yet as 2025 unfolds, their story is not one of glossy perfection, but of family growing up, marriage tested and tended to, and business ventures continually evolving in ways that still point back to home. Their children, once familiar to audiences as small kids running through the backdrop of fixer-upper episodes, are now carving out lives of their own while still reflecting the values instilled by their parents. And Chip and Joanna themselves are learning how to navigate the complex intersection of love, work, and fame as they move into their third decade of marriage. Their oldest son, Drake, now 20, represents the first step into a new era for the Gaines household as he pursues both his studies and his sport at the University of Mary Hardin Baylor in Belton, Texas, majoring in business entrepreneurship while also suiting up for the baseball team. Coaches describe him as a quiet leader, someone whose humility matches his talent. And while his academic path mirrors the entrepreneurial spirit he grew up around, his time on the field continues a family tradition his father knows well from his own college days. The relationship between Chip and Drake has always been one marked by humor and respect, whether through shared dugout jokes or the kind of encouragement that builds not just athletes but men of character. And even though Drake now spends most of his time away from Waco, he remains tied to home, visiting frequently to spend time with his siblings and reminding the family that the values instilled in childhood remain firmly intact. Just behind him is Ella, who at 18 has stepped gracefully into adulthood and marked her milestone birthday not just with a family celebration, but with the civic responsibility of casting her first vote in a presidential election, something she embraced with both pride and maturity. Known within the family as the quiet artist, she has turned her passion for baking into a small home-based business, crafting everything from intricately decorated cupcakes to seasonal pies for neighbors and friends, while simultaneously sketching dreams of a future food truck that would blend her love of pastries with international flavors. That dream was sparked during a family trip to South Korea, where she connected more deeply with her Korean heritage, wandered bustling night markets, and returned home determined to learn the language, practicing with tutors and apps while imagining the day she might return and converse with locals more fluently. She brings this creative curiosity into her role as big sister as well, often baking with Emmy or reading stories to crew, quietly anchoring the household with her thoughtful presence while also building a life that reflects her own individuality. The middle child, Duke, at 17, adds levity and spark wherever he goes. Like his brother Drake, he thrives on the baseball field, known for his sharp reflexes, competitive drive, and easy camaraderie. Yet what truly distinguishes him is his humor. Viewers once saw glimpses of it in fixer-upper episodes where he would tag along with Chip, rolling his eyes at his father's antics. But at home, he has become the family comedian, turning grocery trips into comedy routines and filling dinners with laughter. This year, he earned his driver's license, a milestone that thrilled him but filled Joanna with parental nerves. Her candid confession that she checks his movements on the tracking app every time he leaves the driveway resonating with countless modern parents. Emmy, just 15, might be one of the most industrious of the bunch, balancing her teenage life with a surprising entrepreneurial streak. Alongside Duke, she co-runs the family's backyard farm stand, gathering eggs, harvesting produce, and selling their goods to the community, while also tending to the family's chickens with genuine devotion. Baking has also become one of her gifts, with Joanna herself once declaring one of Emmy's cookies the best she had ever tasted. And she continues to experiment in the kitchen with the same creative determination that she applies to journaling, crafting, and rearranging her bedroom with decor touches reminiscent of her mother's signature farmhouse style. Yet even with her busy schedule, she remains especially close to crew, stepping in with patience to help with chores or read bedtime stories, her presence a mix of youthful energy and gentle leadership. Crew, the youngest at 7, is the family's joyful heart. And though he may not remember the earliest days of fixer-upper, he has captured the attention of fans through Joanna's social media posts that highlight his innocent wisdom and boundless curiosity. He spends hours outdoors fishing at the pond with Chip, tending the garden with enthusiasm, or joyfully weeding rows of vegetables while his siblings roll their eyes at the task. And earlier this year, he delighted fans when he commandeered Joanna's phone to film his pumpkin patch. Dressed in Christmas pajamas and rain boots, he narrated his walk with wide-eyed excitement, exclaiming, "Look at that beauty," as he zoomed in on the pumpkins, a moment that Joanna captioned as one of life's simple joys, and that followers called precious. He also surprises the family with philosophical observations, once handing Joanna a plum and telling her, "One plum can change the world." Just like an idea. A statement that has become a family favorite and a reminder that even the youngest can teach the oldest about perspective. As the children grow, Chip and Joanna themselves have faced the realities of balancing marriage and an empire. And in May, they celebrated their 22nd anniversary, while admitting candidly that it is not always easy to keep their relationship separate from the business that has defined much of their adult lives. Joanna revealed that date nights often drift back to business talk, while Chip admitted that bickering has always been part of their charm, her perfectionism and his silliness sometimes colliding yet ultimately keeping them connected through laughter and resilience. They acknowledged that their early years were especially difficult, building Magnolia while raising babies and fearing the loss of their first shop. And even now, as their net worth climbs and their ventures expand, the challenge remains to carve out moments of pure connection. To combat the strain, they have taken intentional breaks, including a quiet 3-month hiatus from Magnolia Network in 2024, and have leaned into shared activities like working out together or escaping for family trips, such as their anniversary getaway to St. Lucia, where hiking, fishing, and waterfall swims became a celebration of both family and love. Even amid the challenges, food remains Joanna's anchor, both for her marriage and her children, and she has often said that meals are how she keeps her kids coming home. From bulgogi bowls and taco nights to Greek spreads with tzatziki and basmati rice, her cooking creates a gravitational pull around the dinner table. And Duke's frequent question, "Mom, are you cooking for us tonight?" is a testament to how food holds them together. This love of food stretches back to her first month of marriage, when she vowed that her cake stand would never sit empty, a rule that became both tradition and metaphor. And it has since evolved into her Magnolia Table frozen line at Target, helping others bring that same warmth into their homes. In 2025, that passion is expanding further with her new series, Magnolia Table at the Farm, filmed in her own Waco kitchen and set to premiere on Food Network and Magnolia Network, offering fans an even more intimate taste of her philosophy that food is connection. Magnolia itself continues to expand in unexpected ways, including the launch of Back to the Frontier, a reality series that features diverse families embracing pioneer living. At home, life remains as full as ever, not only with teenagers learning to drive and college send-offs, but also with new additions like Marfa, a puppy they welcomed during a family trip, further adding to the joyful chaos of farm life. Taken together, the story of the Gaines family in 2025 is one of growth and grounding, of children becoming young adults with ambitions of their own, of a marriage that has weathered pressures yet still thrives on humor and love, and of an empire that continues to evolve while never losing sight of its roots. Chip once said that if all of this were to disappear tomorrow, but he still had his wife and kids on the farm raising animals, he would be content. And that sentiment is perhaps the truest reflection of the Gaines legacy. That empires may rise, but the heart of their story will always be found at home in Waco,